Wow. Okay. My name's Ona Mubangachola, and I want to make more like a small video on how to drive a truck, specifically an FAW FAW. Others they call it FAW, but it's one and the same. When you say FAW and or FAW, it's one and the same. So I want to make a small video, and explain some little things, on how to operate it. It is not something which is very difficult to operate a truck. It's not something which is very difficult. It's something which is very easy. Someone just need to expel the fear. Once you remove the fear, then you can manage it. It's something which is very simple. It's not that complicated and so forth. It's very simple. So I want to show you how to drive a truck, an 8 gears transmission, manual transmission, 8 gears manual transmission. So this is the video which I'm making, the first video. Again, I'll come and produce the second video on how to move with it, how to do the reverse. But for today, I just want to explain how the parts, especially to the driver's seats on the dashboard, what these things works and what are the names, all these buttons, how they work. First of all, I'll start with a dashboard there. Again, I repeat, the truck is not something which is very difficult. You know, as the Bible says, Apostle Paul said in Philippians chapter 4 verse 18, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So what you need to know is you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. It doesn't matter which vehicle you want to start first to drive. You can start with a truck. Like I myself, I started with a truck. I didn't even operated any small vehicle, but I just started with a truck. I haven't moved with a small vehicle like a Corolla or a Hilux or even a small bus, but I've just started with a big machine. So it's not something which is very complicated as others they put it. It's very simple. There's nothing difficult about it. All you need is what's the important factor or the important character which you need to have is just to have interest on how to drive it. So I'll start with a dashboard, and I'll explain a few things, the parts on the dashboard. On the steering, there is this symbol. There's this symbol which has got a 1 here. This is the symbol for FAW, FAW, FAW. They have even written it there. There's a red for FAW. This is the red for FAW. When you see this symbol, and then there is a 1 in between, it's FAW, FAW. So FAW, FAW. So this symbol is for FAW. Then the hooter, or the horn. Others they call it a horn, which you use more like to give signal. Yeah, to give signal or what is coming. Then you press here. This is a hooter. So this is a hooter on this steering. This is a symbol for the hooter or the horn. Then we go this side. If you see, starting from 0 up to 40, this is a speedometer. We call it a speedometer. This is a speedometer, and it is written kilometer per hour. For those who have done physics before, The SI unit for speed, it's kilometer per hour or miles per hour. So wherever you see this one, kilometer per hour, it signifies or it shows that this is a speedometer. It's speedometer. Then this one, it's a voltage of a battery. It's a voltage of a battery. This one, it's a voltage of a battery. It's showing 24.8 volts. 24.8 volts. So this is the voltage of a battery. And for those who have done physics before, I guess most of us who have been to school and we have done physics before, when you go to that topic we call electricity, there is this symbol which shows a battery. So there is a positive charge there and a negative charge. Same applies to this one. It's a symbol for a battery. Then this P means parking. This P means parking. So when the park brakes are being engaged or have been switched on, there's a symbol which comes like P. So it means parking. And then there's a symbol for tortoise. And you know how the tortoise move. It is not fast in terms of moving, the speed of a tortoise. So this one shows the low gears. It's a symbol when you engage low gears. This is the symbol which comes on the dashboard there. Then below the speedometer there, there is a temperature. Here it's saying C, this is a code, this is hot. So whenever you're moving with this vehicle, when you're driving this vehicle, at some point, especially when you are ascending a hill, you experience the bars moving above this region, which is Earth region. So when the bars, it will start reflecting the bars here. So when the bars are this side, to this region of a sea, then it's cold. When it moves to this side, then it uses it becomes hot like that. When the engine is hot, then the bars will cross this region and then they will appear this side. Don't worry about this symbol. This symbol is all about the door. The door is not it is not closed. It's showing that the door is open. So suppose if I open a door like this and I do this and I do this, you see the symbol for the door has disappeared. When I open the door, it has come. When I do this, I close the door, then it has disappeared. So that's the symbol for the door. When I come to this part, there is where it is showing the 0 kilometer per hour. This is also another speedometer. Now this one it shows digitally. This one, this side it's analog. We say it's analog, but this one it's digital. So this shows the speed in terms of digits now, digital, like that. Then there is also the mileage. These numbers that shows mileage. Mileage on ever since this truck was manufactured and it was released into the market, all the kilometers which it has moved since it was manufactured up to date, it will show here. And again, when the truck starts moving from this point, going to wherever it is going, to its final destination, then the numbers will keep on increasing. And you can't, I think for me, it's very, very difficult to reset these numbers, because once you reset it, even those who would like to do the service to this vehicle, there is something which they follow on the mileage. So you're not supposed to reset these numbers. Once they want to do service or to change the oils, the filters, and so forth, they follow the mileage, the kilometers on the kilometers it has moved. So like in our case, this truck, when it moves every 15,000 kilometers, it needs to go to service. That's how it is. Then this side, the numbers which is showing 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It shows the left counter. We call it a left counter, or the revolution, or now this on how the tires or engine is revolving, like that. So If you want to engage the gear, once you start with gear 1, most of the levels will show at 5, other tracks will show at 5, others will show below, others will be a bit up, a bit on top of 5, others will be 6. So that is what we call the idling. So once you switch on the track, there will be some bars which will be showing here. Others will end at 5. That is the normal. The idling is supposed to be 5. So once you start engaging the gears with this track, most of the times, if you have not reached at that level where you communicate with the engine of the truck, we just consider the green region. When the revs, the bars, there are some bars which comes, small bars which comes this side. When the revs reached at 15 or slightly above 15, then it is showing that you need to engage another gear. You need to engage another gear. They are not supposed to move to the white region here, because once it goes to the white region, it's more like overlave. So when you do it overlave, then you consume a lot of diesel. But when we are engaging the gears, what we consider it is just 15, even slightly above 15, just in the green region. Once the leaves goes a bit beyond the 15, then the track is communicating to you that you need to change the gear. If you are in gear 1, then you need to go into gear 2. Again, you place the accelerator there. Yes, the revs reaches up to 15 and slightly above 15. Then you need to go to gear 3. That's how it is. Now on the bottom here, on this left counter, on the bottom here, there is these bars. And this is the symbol for a fuel dispenser. That one, when you go to the filling station, that's a symbol. So this is showing the level of fuel in this truck. So these bars are full. So when you start moving, depending on the distance which you have moved, these bars will keep on reducing. Like the first bar will remove, especially if you move at least 100 kilometers, between 80 kilometers to 140 kilometers. The first bar always supposed to disappear. That's how this truck is. But I'm not saying that all the trucks, that's how they are. Others, they can even exceed that kilometer. But for this truck, like for my truck, which I'm driving, once I move at least 100 kilometers, this bar, the first bar, should disappear. Again, when I move this bar until it comes to this region, which is E. E means empty. F means full. So this truck, it is on full tank, which is 800 liters. It's full tank here. It's full tank. Then whatever there is also this symbol. There is 0000. There is this symbol. There's also that symbol there. This symbol shows the level of oil, the engine oil, the level of oil engine, or the level of engine oil in the truck. So once you switch on the truck, these numbers will start counting. So if you have insufficient oil, they will give you a signal that you need to top up oil in this truck. That's how it is. Then this is the symbol that for a seat belt. Now coming this side. Before I go that side, there is these two gauges here. There is one, there is two. These two gauges here, they are showing the pressure tanks of a truck. The pressure tanks of a truck here. These two gauges. There is tank 1, there is tank 2. So these two pressure tanks, they are in form of megapascals. For those who have done physics before, pressure is measured in pascals. So now when you see M, it stands for megapascals. So in the morning, like if you want to move with a truck, let's say from point A to B, when you switch on the truck, or when you switch on the engine, the first thing we observe is the two tanks here, about the air pressure. Because if you have little air, if it is showing in the red region, like from 0 up to 3 here, or in between 3 and 6, the truck cannot move. Even if you engage the gear, it cannot move. When you try to place the accelerator to balance it so that it starts moving, it can't move. Unless the air pressure in these two tanks shows above 6 or appear somewhere in between 6 and 9. Or most important, you need just let it be at 9 megapascals. That's how this truck is made. Once the air reaches at 9 megapascals, then it is showing you that it is ready to move. Even if you engage the gears, it will move. Because the way the truck is made is the gears uses the pressure, the brakes uses the pressure. So to apply the brakes on these two tanks, to apply the brakes of the park brake and even the foot brake like that, the air should show in between 6 and 9. Once the air is in between 6 and 9, then you find that the brakes will be applied. If you want to stop, yeah, even if you want to park, the brakes will be applied. But if there is no air here, foot brake cannot work. Foot brake cannot work. Even in other trucks, you find that even the accelerator, just to place it down, you find that it's very, very strong. It's very, very strong. You can't place it down. So once you start the truck, the most important thing is filling the air. You just put it on idling like that. Once you switch it on its own, it will start getting air, or air will start automatically. Air will start going to the truck just to fill these tanks like that. So they are very, very important, these two tanks. That's how a truck is. So that is on the dashboard. I go to the steering again. This one is for indicator. If you want to give an indicator to the right, I push it forward there. It will start showing to the right. Then if you want, I'll stop the indicator there. When I push it down like this, then I'll start giving indicator to the left. So if I'm turning to the left, I'll push this one down. If I want to go to the right, I'll give the signal that I want to go to the right. I'll push it up there. That's how it is. Then this, it's for light, the headlamp. If you want to switch on the light, I'll do like this. It's on low beam. I'll do like this. It's full beam. That's how it is. Low beam, like this. In others, you just do like this. If you want to flash someone who is coming, I'll do like this. Or I'll put it, then I'll push it like that. Then it will be in full beam, high beam. So that's how it is. Then this side, this object, or I say this part, the function of this part is, we call it retarder. Others will say engine brake. It's a retarder. If you don't want to use brakes, the foot brake, or the trailer brake, or the hand brake, like if you want to reduce the speed, mostly we use it if you want to reduce the speed. If you're descending on the hill, if you're descending and then the speed is increasing, so what you do, you engage this one, you just push it like this. Then this one, the way it works, it's more like it makes the engine weak. It will close the valve where the air, which is used, it will close the valve where air enters to the engine to give its power. But when you engage it like this, it will close the valve so that air will not enter through the engine, so the engine will become weak. In the process, when the engine comes weak, then it will start reducing the speed slowly like that, to start reducing the speed. This one, that's how it works. Especially if the slope of the hill or the gradient of the hill, it's too much, It's too much. Like the way when you're coming from Livingston going to Lusaka, there is the hill called Monari Hills. I'm just giving the example of the hills. There is a hill called Monari Hills. Dallas there, even those we go in Kapiringozi when you are going to Chirundu, even here as you are coming from Sioma to Katima, there are some slopes. So if you want to reduce the speed or to make the engine weak so that it doesn't run fast, you engage this one. So this one will make the engine weak. It will close the valve where the engine sucks the air to give its power or the reaction in the engine. So once it closes the valve, the engine will be coming weak like that. Just to summarize the way it is. So these are for wipers. This is a symbol for wipers. This one is a symbol for wipers. Yes. Most of us, we know the use of the wipers. That's how it is. Okay. I've switched off. Then I come this side. There is two other parts here. There are two other parts. This one, it is called the park brake. There are letters here. P means park, D means drive. So if I want to drive, I need to release this one. Like this. I've released it. When I do this, meaning I've parked the truck now. It can't move. No matter what, it can't move. It's very strong. So when it is in D, then you have released it. Then it means you need to start driving. When it is in P, you have to stop now. If you want to stop, you engage this one. Then there is also this one. Even this one, there is TEA, there is DEA. So when you are descending on the hill and the engine brake, it is more like it doesn't have the power to reduce the truck when it is descending. There are times or there are cases whereby even if you engage the engine brake here, it fails to reduce the speed. So what you do, the other alternative is you apply this one. When you do like this, then you're applying the brakes on the trailer only, not on the truck, but on the trailer. Mostly we use this one to reduce the speed of the truck if it is cruising. So if you want to reduce it, you hold the trailer brake here. You do like this, but not you hold it down like that. What you can do, you can damage the tires like that. The tires may burst because even this one uses pressure as well. So you just do this, you release it. You do this, you release it. That's how it is. Then you go to this one. This one is a symbol for a one, a uta. These two parts, they are called diff lock, differential lock. And how do we use this? We use them especially if you got stuck in the mud or in the sand or wherever you have got stuck, whereby the truck is failing to pull out. Whereby the truck is failing to pull out. So what you do is you place this like this. You engage him. Have you seen? It is even on. Once you engage these two, then you try to balance it. It means the diff lock is on. The differential lock is on. Those tires on the diff there, all of them will start working now, just to make it pull out where it got stuck. That's how we use them. That's how we use these two. That's how we use these two symbols here, or these two parts. Then this one, there is a bulb behind the cabin. If you want to see, especially if you want to observe those people who might climb on the trailer to do pilferage on the goods or to steal goods there, you can switch it on there. On the cabin behind, there is a bulb there, so that you are able to see people who would like to climb on the trailer and just get goods there or to steal goods there. That's how it is. This one, it's a fog light. Yeah, if you're moving to places where there is a mist or fog there, you switch on this. That's how it is. This is for hazards. This is for hazards. Yeah, hazards. That's how it is. And then this is for lights. Lights now. Yeah. Then we come to the gear lever. I think I'm done with the dashboard there. I've come to the gear lever. If you see this gear lever, there is R, there is C, there is gear 1, there is gear 2, there is gear 3, there is gear 4. So these are what you call low gears. And again, this gear lever has got this substance here. There is this part. This is a splitter. If you want now to change now from low gears to high gears, this truck, this FOW, it's 8 gears speed, 8 gears manual transmission. So when I raise this one on top like this, meaning I've switched now from low gears, I've gone to high gears. So that's how it is. So R means reverse. So if you want to reverse, I'll push this gear further to the right. I mean further to the left. Then I'll go on top like this. This is a reverse. This is a reverse. If I want to move through the reverse, I'll press a clutch and I'll bring it on neutral. This is on neutral like this. Then C means a crawler. There are times whereby you have failed to climb the hill. You have failed to climb the hill and then you are loaded with 35 tons and above, or 30 tons and above, 36,000 kg, and then you have failed to climb the hill. So what we do is, this crawler gear, it's a crawler gear, a C. You press a clutch, then you push it further like this, then behind, you go into crawler, and then this gear, it's very, very powerful. No matter how much tonnage you have been loaded with, it can't fail to climb the hill, but it will climb with a slow speed like 4 km per hour, 5 km per hour. It can't even exceed 6 km per hour. Just a small speed to help you climb that hill which you have failed. Now, gear 1, it's straight like this. This is gear 1. Again, you place a clutch. If you want to go to gear 2, you go straight like this. Where there is 1 now, you go behind. It is 2. If you want to go to gear 3, you come on neutral. You push it further to the right until you find a hole. Then you go on top. Then that is gear 3. Then, if you want to go to gear 4, you press clutch. Gear 4. If you want to go to gear 5, bring this on neutral. Don't raise the reducer or the high range selector or the range selector when it is in gear. It won't engage. But what you do, you bring it on neutral and then you place on the range selector, you raise it up. Then meaning I need to start now high gears. So when I go where there was 1, it is 5. Where there was 2, it is 6. Where there was 3, it is 7. Where there was 4, it is 8. So even to change down, I'll teach in the next video. On how to change down, especially when I'm moving with a truck. For now, I'll end here. It's something which is very simple. Just expel the phobia. In you. Remove the phobia. Then you manage to drive this. It's not something which is very, very difficult. It's very, very simple. For me, I find this one to be simple as compared to a small vehicle like a petrol engine, which is a Corolla. It's very difficult. That becomes difficult to me. But for this one, I enjoy. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching the video. Watch me in the next video.